Welcome to Snippets, Bits and Bobs, a weekly theme channel of an eclectic collection of excerpts, quotes, poetry, and lyrics, read in a soft-spoken, slow A.S.M.R style, to relax, inspire, or evoke a memory or two, perhaps to bring a smile or make you laugh. So I hope you'll be as excited as I am each week as I share new themes with you. If you are not familiar with what A.S.M.R is, please check its definition in the description box below. Welcome back. We usually go to our library space, but today I wanted to do something different. So grab your wrap or thin sweater or a thin throw blanket. Let's go outside to our back space area, which is still part of our oasis or retreat space where we come to unwind and decompress and slow our pace. You can view the scenery as you listen to my voice, or you can simply close your eyes. In the United States, we say goodbye to summer officially on September 22nd and welcome the fall, the autumn season through December 21st. What season is your favorite? I like all. Each has its own attraction, but something special about autumn. Today, I'd like us to visualize as we unwind the brilliance of the changes of the autumn season in prose, poetry, and song. Well, perhaps not song, but definitely lyrics. How do you describe fall foliage? How do you do that? Is it crisp, crimson colored, vibrant red and gold leaves? A lush, multicolored carpet? Or do you describe it as simply feeling the crunch of the autumn leaves under your feet as you stroll down your favorite neighborhood street? Yes, fall is harvest time around the world, and it's much work. Harvesting the fields, time for canning food, time for warm apple cider. But yes, it is hard work. Yet, we can't ignore autumn's brilliance and burst of colors. I recall driving on Route 80 highway in New York State from the bars of New York City to the outer counties, oohing and eyeing, looking at the multicolored carpet of autumn. Now, I wondered if I could find enough prose and poetry about that, and I did, a lot. Yet I found in autumn literature much melancholy and regret about unfulfilled goals in life during our autumn years. But don't worry, you won't hear that today. Here it will be much, much more upbeat. So today, you'll hear several poems, some snippets of autumn prose, and the lyrics of the song Autumn Leaves, with of course a background story. And the song Autumn Leaves was famously popularized by French actor and singer Yves Montand and the King, Nat King Cole. What you'll hear today are several poems, some snippets of autumn prose, and the lyrics of Autumn Leaves. The first poem is called Autumn Leaves, written in 2016 by Adele Copeland. In her intro to this poem, she talks about letting go of the old, and the poem is about nature and the calming effect it can have on our lives. And she also says, I've always been inspired by the beauty of nature and particularly love the changes autumn brings. Simple things like a leaf falling gently onto your lap. Autumn Leaves by Adele Copeland. Golden, crisp leaves falling softly from almost bare trees, lifting and falling in a hushed, gentle breeze, slowly dropping to the soft, cushioned ground, whispering and rustling, a soothing sound. Coppers, golds, and rusted tones, Mother Nature's way of letting go. They fall and gather, one by one. Autumn is here. Summer has gone. Crunching as I walk through their warm, fiery glow, nature's carpet, rich and pure, that again shall grow, to protect and shield its majestic tree, standing tall and strong for the world to see. They rise and fall in the cool, crisp air. It's a time of change in this world we share. Nature's importance reflecting our own lives, letting go of our fears, and again, too, we shall thrive. In the next poem, called To Autumn by John Keats, written in 1819, the poem is introduced by Caitlin Kimball as she says, fall is in the air, so we are reminded here in the Northeast Hemisphere by the arrival of back-to-school catalogs and tiny inedible gourds littering the desks of teachers. No matter how far we are from our school days, fall retains the air of fresh beginnings. It's jacket time, and the streetlights are on earlier. When John Keats, at age 23, walked the English countryside in the autumn of 1819 and witnessed the daily glories and grueling labor of the harvest and its aftermath, he was fully engrossed in the poetic vocation he had undertaken and pored over Shakespeare and Greek myths and museum artifacts, which was reflected in his writing. And now, John Keats's poem, To Autumn. Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness, close bosom friend of the maturing sun, conspiring with him how to load and bless with fruit the vines that round the thatched eaves run, to bend with apples the mossed cottage trees, and fill all fruit with ripeness to the core, to swell the gourd and plump the hazel shells with a sweet kernel, to set budding more and still more, later flowers for the bees, until they think warm days will never cease, for summer has o'er-brimmed their clammy cells. Who hath not seen thee oft amid thy store? Sometimes whoever seeks abroad may find thee sitting careless on a granary floor, thy hair soft lifted by the winnowing wind, or on a half-reaped furrow sound asleep, drowsed with the fume of poppies, while thy hook spares the next swath and all its twined flowers, and sometimes like a gleaner thou dost keep steady thy laden head across a brook, or by a cider press with patient look thou watchest the last oozings hours by hours. Where are the songs of spring? Ay, where are they? Think not of them. Thou hast thy music too, while barred clouds bloom the soft dying day, and touch the stubble plains with rosy hue. Then, in a wailful choir, the small gnats mourn among the river sallows borne aloft, or, sinking as the light wind lives or dies, and full-grown lambs loud bleat from hilly bourne, hedge crickets sing, and now with treble soft the red-breast whistles from a garden croft, and gathering swallows twitter in the skies. In the next poem, Patricia Sisko writes Sing to Me Autumn in 2016. And in an introduction, she says that since I was a child, I've loved the season of autumn. I love its return each year with its vibrant, magical colors, warm, bright days, the change from the heat of summer into cool but crystal clear, sparkling nights, and the aroma of the woods and spice in the atmosphere. It's like a familiar loved one or friend who's back for a visit. Sing to Me Autumn by Patricia Sisko. Sing to me, autumn, with the rustle of your leaves. Breathe on me your spicy scents that flow within your breeze. Dance with me, autumn, your waltz that bends the boughs of trees. Now tell me all the secrets you whispered to the seas. Sleep with me, autumn, beneath your starlit skies. Let your yellow harvest moon shimmer in your eyes. Kiss me, autumn, with your enchanting spellbound ways that changes all you touch into crimson golden days. Love me, autumn, and behold this love so true that I'll be waiting faithfully each year to be with you. In the next poem, it's called Nothing Gold Can Stay, written in 1923 by the one and only Robert Frost. This is a very short poem of only 8 lines that contains subtle yet profound messages within metaphor, paradox, and allegory. It is a compressed piece of work in which each word and sound plays its part. It was written when Frost was 48 years old in 1923, an experienced poet whose life had known grief and family tragedy. But it's about how nature, time, and mythology are all subject to cycles. And now the poem, Nothing Gold Can Stay. Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold, her early leaves a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf. So Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down to day. Nothing gold can stay. Do you like what you're listening to? If so, I invite you to subscribe, like, and comment on this video or channel. Thank you. Now on to the next. And now the lyrics of Autumn Leaves. It's a tale of 2 torch songs. The original song, written in French as Les Feuilles Mortes, literally dead leaves, was a dark lament of lost love and regret. Now the translated English version, Autumn Leaves, touched on the same theme, but in a gentler, more wistful way. The song was initially written as a poem in 1945 by screenwriter and surrealist poet Jacques Prévert as a part of the script for a ballet called Les Rendezvous, and 2 years later, when director Marcel Carné made a film of the ballet, a Hungarian-born film composer named Joseph Kosma set Prévert's poem to music. But Carné's film flopped, unfortunately, but the lead actor, popular singer and actor Yves Montand, took a liking to Les Feuilles Mortes. Though he didn't sing it in the picture, he added it to his concert repertoire, and it became his biggest hit and most requested song. In 1950, when the song was finally translated into English, only a small part of the opening verse survived, and that was rarely sung in English. but the English version became the catchy, spiraling 16-bar refrain that American lyricist Johnny Mercer created a few new images to it, and it became a different song from the rambling elegy and melancholy that had been initially created. And while the French version was about an all-consuming passion, the English version was more about a fleeting attachment, more nostalgic than angst-ridden, more bittersweet than bitter. And then Nat King Cole took the song to #1 on the hit parade in 1955, and Yves Montand continued to sing the original elegy style song right up until the time of his death in 1991. So, Autumn Leaves. The falling leaves drift by the window. The autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter's song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter's song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. Here are some snippets or quotes from various prose about autumn. It looked like the world was covered in a cobbler crust of brown sugar and cinnamon, says Sarah Addison Allen in her book First Frost. Fall colors are funny. They're so bright and intense and beautiful. It's like nature is trying to fill you up with color to saturate you so you can stockpile it before winter turns everything muted and dreary, Siobhan Vivian wrote in her book Same Difference. In the American Notebooks, Nathaniel Hawthorne wrote, I cannot endure to waste anything so precious as autumnal sunshine by staying in the house. Life starts all over again when it gets crisp in the fall, F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote in The Great Gatsby. Aprils have never meant much to me. Autumn seemed that season of beginning, spring. Truman Capote wrote in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Autumn burned brightly, a running flame through the mountains, a torch flung to the trees, Faith Baldwin wrote in her novel American Family. The bright summer had passed away, and gorgeous autumn was flinging its rainbow tints of beauty on hill and dale. Cornelia Toothhill wrote in her 1840 novel Virginia Dare, or The Colony of Roanoke. Even if something is left undone, everyone must take time to sit still and watch the leaves turn, Elizabeth Lawrence wrote in her book A Southern Garden. October, here's to you. Here's to the heady aroma of frost-kissed apples, the winey smell of ripened grapes, the wild as the wind smell of hickory nuts, and the nostalgic whiff of that first wood smoke, Ken Weber wrote for the Journal Bulletin. Ken Weber. I know this was a long video, longer than I usually do, but it was such a rich topic that I wanted to share about autumn foliage, imaginings and experiences, and to get you in the mood for autumn. I hope I succeeded. So have a wonderful and brilliant fall season. Happy autumn. I'm so glad you could stop by today. Thank you for watching. If you like what you heard, please share this video. Welcome new subscribers. If you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe and hit the like button. Also, share your comments below about this video and tell me what topics you want to hear in future videos. If you'd like to see recent videos of snippets, bits, and bobs, see the links in the description. Also, click on the bell icon on your right to get the latest videos when they are uploaded, usually each week on Tuesdays. Can't wait to share next week's theme with you. So, have a good week and see you soon at Snippets, Bits, and Bobs. Bye-bye.